found out when we first looked at this property that in the very lower part of this oak savanna area had more remnant prairie habitat than probably exists in this whole region. It got me really excited about Rummer's fescue and all these native grasses. Now we have an opportunity with our work with Long Tom to really open up this oak savanna corridor.
Katie McKendrick with the Long Tom Watershed Council. I'm working with the Carnines to increase tribal engagement on their property and in the process incorporate traditional ecological knowledge into oak and prairie habitat restoration here. Hundreds, if not thousands, of plant and animal and insect species rely on oak savanna and oak woodland habitat.
My name is David Lewis. I'm a Kalapuya descendant, a member of the Grand Ronde tribe, and I live in the Willamette Valley. So the Kalapuyans were here for upwards of 10,000 years or more in the valley. The Long Tom River area had tribes of Kalapuyans there too. There were originally around 19 tribes that linguists have identified. The Long Tom were some of the southern tribes. Some of them were called the Chelamelas. But they had their own sort of autonomy, their own villages, and they lived along the river. And some folks have said the river was actually called the Long Tom, and it became Americanized as Long Tom River.
I think there's a lot of knowledge that the tribes can give us about how to preserve the land and restore it in ways that we haven't been doing.
Native people learned early on that while their cultures were affected by the land, that they could also affect the land themselves. The landscape is as much a part of them as they are of it.
As little as 1% of oak habitat remains. 98% of that remaining habitat exists on private land. Our hope for this project is to facilitate dialogue on oak and prairie habitat about how to increase access on private lands with willing landowners.
The reason we at the Spearmont Community Fund decided that this project was so important was that not only does it engage tribes in working to restore and preserve oak and prairie habitat, but it also allows tribal members and young people to come in and learn about their history and pass on the knowledge that tribal members have had for generations. What we know is that the tribes have been good stewards of the land, and we want to be able to have that knowledge passed on, and we want young tribal members to be able to be connected with their culture and pass that on.
Kalapuyans, Native people, they lived with their landscape, and it was a living entity. And we talk about this nowadays in terms of ecology or the ecosystem, or really we are part of the community of the landscape. And so that's how, in our philosophy, that's how we like to see the world around us, as if everything's living. We are part of that community, and it's a part of us as well.